This is a Tech Air 5 Plasma motorcycle airbag vest. The Tech Air 5 Plasma is supposed to be Alpine Star's jack of all trades, master of none motorcycle airbag vest. They also say that it's supposed to be lightweight and breathable, but we are talking about an airbag vest here, and so there are going to be limits to how breathable it's going to be. And let me tell you, riding here in African style weather, I have definitely put this motorcycle airbag vest to the test. Maybe it's hot where you are too. With time, as you wear airbag vest more, it can be afflicted with what we should call stankification. If you're like me and you don't want to go around with a stanky airbag vest and you want to defunkify, maybe you have the airbag vest or you're considering the airbag vest. Either way, this video is going to show you how to disassemble, how to wash, and reassemble it right back to functioning order just like it was before. If that interests you at all, you're in the right place. Stay tuned. So for this particular video, I am not actually doing a review of the Tech Air 5 Plasma, though I have many stories of wearing it. I plan on doing a review. It's just that I want to share the stories first and then do kind of a cumulative review of the Tech Air 5 Plasma's performance itself. And so if you'd like to see that review when it does come out, or the other stories I have to tell where I'm actually wearing the Plasma, please, if you would do me a favor and subscribe to the channel, click on the bell so that you will be notified when that review video is released. Today, as I said earlier, we're going to be focusing more on the disassembly, washing, and reassembly of the Tech Air 5 Plasma airbag system. You may feel that it's a bit daunting at first. Please don't feel bad if you have to rewash the video a few times, but it's really not bad. It's just that there are a lot of steps. So I'm going to try my best to make it as clear as possible. When I first looked into it, it seemed like a lot, but with time, it's nothing for me. Let's get started on what you need to start on first. The first thing is you're going to turn it on its back like this. And you see that there's a zipper here, and we're just going to unzip that. Now you see this is the level 1 passive protector. In the middle of this passive protector is this access hatch. This is where you're going to start disconnecting some of the guts, shall we say, before you can get to the actual airbag bladder itself. Okay, I just want to give a disclaimer here. The manual has instructions on how to remove the bladder from the base layer or garment. I am doing it a bit differently. I like to remove the entire back protector and then remove the bladder. However, the instructions have you basically remove the bladder with the back protector still connected. I don't really want to have this like turtle thing attached to the bladder. It's a lot more maneuverable for me to just remove this first and then the bladder. The way that I'm about to show you is not expressly prohibited because really it's not that big of a deal. It's just like a slight difference. You still achieve the same result. You still are going to be very careful handling the bladder, handling everything. So I just wanted to share that with you in advance. So now let's get to the procedure. The first thing I want to do is we're going to put this in shipping mode. And this is just putting it in the off position. That means it cannot accidentally come on at all, just for safety. There's a few things you have to do to be able to disconnect in here, to be able to remove out this back protector. The things that are in here are kind of like in the way of you doing that. This is the inflation canister that you have to remove. This right here is the electronic wire for the electronic brains so that the canister can even fire that you have to be removed. This is actually a part of the bladder right here, and you have to feed that through the bottom of this back protector. And then once you've done all those three things, you can then do the first step, which is to remove the back protector. So let's start with removing the canister first. If you see here, there's like this little rubber holder thing, and I'm just going to remove it. Right, so now we got that nice and free. This may come out, it's okay. I'll show you how to put it back on. I'm just gonna put this off to the side here. The next part is I'm gonna lift this up, and you can kind of see here, this little black switch, or I don't know what you want to call it, but there's one on each side. What I want to do is I want to kind of like pull this down. I want this to go in that direction. It's something that moves. Basically, you're pulling this off. You're pulling this off while pulling down this little black slider thing. Like that. Now all that's left to do is to untwist this. So we're going to just untwist. I'm going to hold it with one hand and twist with the other until it comes out. Here we go. You can just put that off to the side somewhere. Now we're going to go to the second part. So you have here this little electronic cable that is part of the brains of the computer or whatever it is that does all the fancy algorithm to cause this thing to deploy. You need to separate that. If you can see, there's like this another tab or plastic thing right here. You can actually push it down, and I can just push with my thumbnail or whatever in this little slot. Just push on that, and with the other hand, just pull off. And it's really, really simple. I mean, you should not be struggling with this at all. I mean, like, I'm a small female, so I'm not struggling at all. So you don't need to struggle to remove this at all. If it's really difficult, that means something's wrong. And now you have, pull that through, and now you've just separated it out where you can see clearly the bladder. So one little thing I did forget to mention is if I close this up, I'm going to close this panel. Right here at the top is a Velcro. You can literally pull it and you'll see there's Velcro. You're totally detaching it from the garment. So now you see here, this is how it looks, the back protector. When it comes to the bottom, it's not even being held in. You just literally slide it out, right? And you could just put this on the side as well. So that was kind of easy. This is the bladder. And what you need to know about the bladder is a few things. This bladder is attached by these little snaps, little semi-stretchy little snap things. And you have a color here, for example, I guess L for like the left side, and it has like an accompanying sticker on the airbag bladder. So when you put it back, which side goes where. So that's pretty helpful. The only problem is that with these stickers, they can come off, which would not be very cool. I've had to stick, back on. I don't know what the solution is, like once they completely come off, once you've washed it a few times. I mean, not that you're not washing this, but just handling it with time, I mean, these stickers could feasibly get loose. You have multiple of these connector points inside of the garment. So for example, you have one on each side for the rear. You typically are going to have about two. They're going to be like one here and here. So like, can't feel it, but basically they're going to be like two on the sleeves, on each of the sleeves. And then for the front, you're going to have this little opening. So you open it up and you can see this little snap compartment. And then when you go inside, there's going to be about 3 connector points in here. So all in all, you're dealing with about, if I'm not wrong, about 6 connector points. One of the more complicated parts is like how to remove this guy right here. And I'm going to show you what's going on. This cable right here, it kind of has this like little, I guess you could say a tunnel. I don't know what you want to call it. Sorry. But it goes through this little thing and it rides down to this side of the garment, like a little umbilical cord or whatever. It basically, you can see it going on. It goes to this guy right here. Okay. So I'm going to show it to you again. This guy in the back goes down the right side of the garment, of the airbag. It goes down the right side. This is it right here. This little, you literally can feel the wire right here. And then it goes down to this. This is another electronic component right here. Keeps on going. You literally can feel it until it basically arrives here. I'm going to show you how you can get access to detaching all of this. If you want to get access, you need to go through this right. This is on the right. When you're wearing it, it's on your right side. When you have it faced like this, it's going to be on your left side. So it's a little bit confusing. So really, it's on the left when you have it splayed out. But when you're actually wearing it, it's on your right side of the body. So I guess I'll just refer to it here as the left. You open up this little left inner snap right here from the inside, and you kind of turn it out a little bit till you see this point. You're going to undo this Velcro right here. Very simple. This is another part of the brains or wiring system. To get to this part right here, you can just follow it down. Just keep following it down. And then you just move the bladder out of the way. And now you can kind of see this little pocket that this is in. Got to dig inside the garment a little bit. So what I do is I just kind of turn it on its side. You see that? Just kind of gently kind of peel it and pull, and it comes right on out. So you got this part free, and you got this other secondary kind of electronic unit free. The only thing you have to do now is feed this cable through so you can kind of like get it out. But I like to do this right here is the cable. So, what you can do, you just kind of put your hand up in there, to kind of help guide it through. So I'm going to pull, and it kind of, at a certain point, it's getting blocked by this little hole, right? This little tube path right here. So I'm just kind of feed it in so it'll nice free flow through the garment. Then come back to the other side, pull. I mean, you may take a little bit of work, you know, you don't want to overly pull too hard. You need to be kind of gentle and careful. So if it feels like it's snagging, just be really careful about that. So right now, that little connector head is here. I may have a finger kind of guiding it along on this side as I'm pulling, and there you go. This is pretty much the brains of the unit, what gives all the computation and everything to cause the airbag to deploy. Now we're going to put this over to the side. The last thing we got to do to where we just have this outer garment that we can wash is remove all these little snaps that I showed you earlier. Once you remove this airbag, all you have is the garment and you can wash it. Very, very simple here. You just undo it, slide it through. Got that side. Then right here, same thing. Boom. Know that these colors were pointed up like that. So you got this done. Then we're going to go turn it to the other side, and I'm going to open up this snap here, and this is where you have the 3. So you got 1 here. Gonna undo it, take it out. Got 1 down here below. Unsnap, take it out, and then the last one's going to be kind of inside a little bit. Just got to kind of gently pull, and then kind of peel this back a little bit till you see the 3rd one. Boom. And there you go. So this side is now free. Let's do the same thing on the 2nd side. Gonna unsnap this. You got like 1 here, right? Then we got this one down here. Undo. Then we got this one right here. This last one. And now you have the bladder part that attaches to the fronts. You got that undone. And the last thing you have to do are the sleeves. And you got to do a little bit more digging. You got to, like I said, you got to peel it back some. You got to peel it until you get into the sleeve. You know what I'm saying? Don't be afraid. Don't be rough, but don't be afraid. You got the 2 snaps. You got the 1 snap here. Got to undo it. Then you got this, the 1 snap, the 2nd snap here. Boom, done. Okay, leave that. We're going to go over to the other sleeve. Again, you're going to peel a little bit, pull a little bit. Mostly gentle, gentle, gentle. You don't want to mess anything up until I basically kind of like peeled this so much that now you can see both. I'm gonna undo here, and boom. So now it's just to pull everything out. So I just pull the sleeves out, and then I'm going to take the front. This is the front where it had the 3 snaps. I'm gonna kind of feed it through because I really don't want to, like, you know, pull too hard to get that front out. Again, I'm going to turn it on the inside, pull a little bit, pull gently, gently. I'm not gonna be too heavy. And then you just can kind of keep on pulling, you know, easy. These are the sides. This is this one side coming out, one side coming out, and boom. This is your airbag bladder. Now you can kind of just, you know, get this all nice and situated again. Maybe if you want to zip this back up, and then boom, it's nice and ready to wash. There's no electronics on it. There's no canister. There's no back protector attached to it. This is the mesh and the cloth and the stretch. You can just wash. The first thing I want to do, because I am a good YouTuber, is show you what the manual says about how to wash the airbag garment, or the base layer. It says here that the base layer is defined as a tech air system without the electronic components, such as wiring, sensors, LED display, electronic control unit, etc., gas inflators, airbag, and protectors. For proper care of the base layer, follow the instructions reported on the care warning label below. And you can see there's like all these bajillion different symbols, which is basically hand wash at 30 degrees Celsius, which is 86 degrees for you imperial people. Do not bleach, do not tumble dry, do not iron, do not dry clean. Then you see the nice little base layer care warning label basically saying follow the instructions. And here you have in red, it says under no circumstances, the system, both fully assembled and disassembled, be washed in a washing machine, tumble dried, or ironed. Here's it in nice and red. Continuing on, it says this may cause permanent damage to the system and cause malfunctioning of the system. So I guess you can interpret this is that you're not supposed to wash the base layer at all. So I just wanted to give that to you. So if you want to fill up a bucket with about 30 degrees Celsius or 86 degree Fahrenheit water, do your hand washing thing. But for me, ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. I'm not going to show you how to do that. I'm going to show you how I do it. nice and clean. Now that we've made it through the cleaning stage, I know my way of cleaning was maybe definitely different than the instructions, but I've cleaned it like this several times now. So I'm not telling you to wash it in the way I said to do it. You know, not everyone has a hand washing or delicate cycle. For me, I feel like they probably tell people to hand wash it more so because you got so many different types of washing machines, so many different types of settings, so many types of crazy people out there that if you have a garment where you have to be very precise in how you wash it, it's just easier to tell people, just don't wash it in a washing machine at all. It depends on you, but either way, I showed you the recommended way and the way I do it. The only thing I would change is probably a larger mesh bag for the future. But other than that, I'm quite satisfied with how clean it turns out, how it smells, how it looks. It's great. Now this outer garment is nice, washed and clean. We are going to reassemble this garment. The first thing we're going to start off with is the electronic brains that you see here. How we're going to start it, we're going to start from this end. We're going to try to first put this control unit back into this slot. And then we're going to then put this back in up the side of the jacket. And then after that, we're going to feed this last little cable through back up so that it arrives on this other side right here. If you want to get to this on the left-hand side, this snap, you're going to open it up and you're going to kind of like peel it a little bit until you see this part right here. Kind of match your little shapes up here. I'm going to turn it in the direction that matches the shape. Then what I'm going to do, can just lift this up and just slide it on in. You know, it's like a little pocket. I'm going to slide it on in like so. I'm going to just turn it on to the other side and make sure it's nice and pressed down. There you go. I mean, that's fairly simple just to do that, right? So once you have this nice and situated on the inside, you're just going to keep folding this side pocket up till you reveal the second section right here. You're going to open it up, right? For that, there's this little stretchy loop. You're going to feed the end there. Going to feed this part as well, this little closure sensor or whatever. Then we're going to match up the shape. That should be the right direction. Going to put that here. Then we match up. I'm going to match up the tips of the Velcro here, and then kind of smush it all nice together. Try to line it up as best as I can, at least. Okay. So then, what I want to show you is we know that this loop is going to come out the back, and it's going to come out right here. So this is on the back side, and then on the left side here, where we're at right now, there's the end of that sort of cloth loop. So I'm just going to keep on kind of folding it a little bit until I find it. Just folding it. Here we go. I found the other end here. And so I want to feed it in here. And I don't want to just push because it's all bunched up. So instead, what I'd like to do is I kind of like to pull on this. I know it's kind of weird. Just to slip it in a little bit more. And I push it in, I push it in, I push it in. And then, that's about halfway through. Then I'm going to hold on to the connectors right here. And I'm just going to try to feed my fingers until I can see to the other side, which you can see right here. I'm still holding on to the connector. And then I'm just going to use my other finger to pull this down over it. So I'm pushing a little bit. Slash, just simply like a shirt you pull over your head. I'm just pulling on the sides here until it comes out to the other end. And there you go. So now you have it fed in through both ends, right? Got it fed in through both ends. It's easy for me to just hold this end right here, hold this end, and I'm just going to pull until pretty much the cable is through. It's a pretty decent length. This is all peeled out. I'm just going to unpeel it back the way it was, right? So it's not peeled in on itself anymore. So you got this in place and you can snap it shut. And then I'm going to now focus more on the back to fully get this through. I'm going to feel the cable, make sure there isn't like some extra slack or anything like that. And yeah, I can feel it all the way through. Comes out on this side, looking pretty good. So that's pretty much one of the most difficult things to do, is getting that little wiring back. Now we're going to work on the bladder. Here's the bladder right here. I'm going to put it on its back. Okay. So let me show you. So you can kind of see how this is all out like this. I'm trying to get the front chest. It's draping over here. We have the shoulders. So you just can get how it's supposed to be looking before we put it back inside the airbag vest. So the first thing we're going to do, this back hatch should already be open. If I just kind of move this to the side, you can see how there's like this little piece of cloth here, and also there's like mesh down here. You want to get the air, you want to get this back beneath all of that. So I'm just going to get this up on the table so it's not as much drag. Okay, I got these ends up on the table so I can don't have it dragging against me pulling this back in. So I'm sliding it underneath, stuffing it. I mean, you know, don't be so particular about, oh, does it have to be, you know, so straight and all that. If you get the snaps in nice, you'll be all right. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to snap it on the side here, this back side snap. So, and you can see as I went on the side here, there's like an opening, and you're like, oh man, like there's two different color ones. Well, one, you have the matching color here, and two, if you ever got confused, you can literally see the seam, and on this side of the seam facing the back would be for this one, and on this side of the seam facing that way, that would be for the front chest area of the bladder. You just slide this little loop in and snap. And I'm just going to push it in a little bit. And we're going to have this part right here. Again, got the side. You're just going to try to dig in a little bit until you can find, in this case, the blue snap. Boom, blue snap has a little R for right there. So we're going to feed it through the bottom here. Going to snap. Then I just shove it in gently. I mean, nothing. Gently stretch it out a little bit. Again, nothing so exact. Let the snaps do the work for you as far as final positioning. The next part that I'm going to do is I'm going to put in the shoulders. So from the back still, I'm going to take this upper side where the shoulder would be at the top. This is the upper side of the shoulder. This is the sleeve. I'm just kind of peel it back a little bit until I can see the snaps. There's one snap. There's one snap right there. Here's the other snap. Again, I want it nice and put in position so that I don't get myself confused. So you see I got the front chest out. I got the shoulder out. So now when I take this side, all I'm going to do is kind of move that out of the way. Going to find on the top side right here, you got the blue. Going to feed it through the blue side here. The blue sticker, snap. Then we got this red side, right? We're going to feed it underneath here. Then we are going to snap it into place. So now, once you have that connected, you can just kind of like, you know, pull on the sleeve a little bit. Like I'm kind of like got the end of the sleeve and I'm getting like a little bit of the bladder here. And I'm just kind of gently pulling it through. Gently pulling it through. And again, ever so often, I will not exactly, but just generally get things in position. So I'm going to do the other shoulder here. Same thing. Got the shoulder area. Going to peel it back a little bit. Peel it back, peel it back, peel it back till I can see both sides. I see the blue and the red sides. Going to make sure I have my little shoulder bladder or arm bladder in position. Blue snap. Then we're going to put the red snap underneath. Snap. So I may put my fingers in, maybe grab the end of the bladder with my fingers here. You can see. And then I'm just going to kind of let it go on through. And I know people might be afraid, oh, it's going to tangle. Oh, no, you just keep repeating myself, but it's all right. You got your side here done, both sides. You got both shoulders. So now we're going to work on getting these last like little 2 flaps. When you flip this over, the stickers are on this side. When you flip it over, you're not gonna see stickers because the stickers are gonna be viewed from inside this snap. That's why the stickers you don't see the stickers on the top. You see stickers at the bottom where all the snaps are gonna be when you open this compartment up. What you wanna do is you wanna feed, you see here, there's like this, at the shoulder area, there's like a compartment you can literally put your hand into. See here? So that's where you wanna slide this in. So I'm going to fold slightly, not too bad, just so I can get it in, and I'm gonna feed it in. I always like to pull up on the fabric to bring it to me, to make it a little bit, as I'm pushing, bringing the fabric up to me, pushing. And then once you got it a little bit ways in, you can then open the snap on the other side, you see, and then keep getting it down all the way in. And I know this is gonna be, it's gonna seem like a messy process, can maybe kind of scary, but it's okay. I got it started on this top end from the back. And then once I got it in a certain amount, I open up this to pull it all the way down. So to get it in position for our little snaps. So I'm going to peel up because there's, as I told you, this one has 3 snaps. Here we go. You see this little neon green one right here. And we're going to find the snap position for it, making sure that this is facing me. Not that it's all twisted. So now I can put this in because again, the chest has 3 snaps. You can see how I was telling you earlier about the sticker. The sticker is like kind of come off. I'm just going to kind of situate this back, get this back in position for the next snap. I'm going to look around here. Okay, you can find, here's the red to red or red to orange snap. And since again, the 3rd snap for the chest, it's going to be down here. You can see, I'm going to feed it in from the bottom. This is the blue to blue, this blue snap. Boom. And then I'm just kind of put my hand in, and I'm just going to kind of like flatten out a little bit. Just make it where it should feel fairly flat enough. Then you can snap this back closed. You're done with that side. The only thing you have left is this last side right here. I'm show it to you again. Here's starting from the back where the shoulder, this is the arm, the shoulder. I told you that there's an opening right here that travels down, and you just have to kind of fold a little bit like a taco or whatever, but I'm trying to make sure that this side, the non-stickers should be facing this way and the stickers should be on the bottom. I'm gonna feed it through. Sometimes, like I said, I like push on the bladder while also pulling up on the fabric to bring it to the bladder as I'm pushing. And I just, until I get it to a certain point where I feel comfortable, then I flip it to the front to open up the side slot here where the snap is. I'm going to open it up, make sure that the side that's facing me has if it's tangled up, I'm going to make sure in the end that when it's splayed open like this has to be the side that has the stickers facing me on this side. When it's closed, this is going to be the non-stickered side of the bladder. So again, I'm going to peel up until I can find this upper snap, which is right here. And I'm going to put it underneath, then I'm going to snap it shut. Then I'm going to feed this back through this little side pocket. Make sure it's fed inside. I'm going to look now for this side. Here we go. Here's the red to the orangey red sticker. Slide it in underneath the bladder. Then I'm going to snap it closed. And the last one is going to be down here at the bottom. I'm going to find that bottom one. Here we go, bottom snap. Yeah, we got that going on. First, before closing it, I'm just going to turn it over and make sure it's decently flat. Go ahead and close it. So when I go around it, that's pretty flat. Let me close that. That's pretty flat. The only thing I'm feeling over here is the cable and this part right here. The arms feel pretty flat on both sides. This overall bladder, it's pretty flat. Just by snapping everything into place, basically trying to make sure it's not twisted or whatever like that, it just flattens on its own. So I just wanted to clarify something on this part of the tutorial. This is when the bladder has been fully installed, and we want to make sure this is in the right position for the back protector to be installed on. And so this is where the cable came through, where we fed it through. And so what we want to do is we want to put this underneath the airbag, right? And you see, it'll come out of this little hole right here. It's going to come out like that. That is just to clarify on this point. And then the back protector is going to go on top of these two. The last thing that we're going to do is now reconnect the back protector, and I'm going to reattach it to the Velcro that is right here. I'm going to take this over here, right? I'm gonna take this, do like this, and I'm just gonna like match up the Velcro. I'm gonna match up the Velcro, like with the pointed edge here. I'm gonna match it up with the pointed edge here, and then just press. Once I got it along this ridge here, I should be able to just fold it over, and maybe just on this other side, make sure things are lined up in general, reshift the Velcro around, but boom, there you go. It's no muss, no fuss. You know, if you just line it up like that, it just matches up quite nicely. I'm gonna open up this hatch, just to make everything's available. So the hole is available. I wanna feed this through the hole. Now, another thing that goes through the hole, this cable, I wanna feed it through here. So you can see on the other side, it's being fed through the hole right here. We're gonna leave that. And I'm going to get this bottom end, like in the little, it's not a pocket, but just slide it in there, like, you know, this little mesh bottom section here. I didn't have it zipped all the way, but so now what I want to do is I want to reattach the connector with this, which is the brains I showed you earlier. So all you have to do is put these two, I'm going to put it in, and I heard like a little light click. It wasn't something very loud, but a little bit light click. Then this little slot right here, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna fit this into the slot. Just gotta match up the shape with everything here. And some of the excess on the bottom here, I'm just gonna pull the cable. Now I'm just gonna situate the cable a little bit. Okay, so now you got that going on. So the last thing that you should have to do, now that you got everything kind of like situated, is to put in the canister. Make sure that's nice and open to twist in. So here I am, twisting it in. This is nice and snug. I want to put this in. There's like a little shape right here, and also the connector. So you can kind of see how the connectors look, and you just line it up with the pattern. Got it. So I got it fed in. Then, now that one was a nice click. Now I'm gonna move this little rubber thing is in the way here. I can lay it down, and I don't know if you guys remember this little piece that fell out from right here. Take this guy. Turn it this way, then you're gonna feed it in. Just pushed it there, so it roughly stays there. You have this thing, I'm just gonna take and just pull it over right there. Yeah, that should be it. The last thing you wanna do now is turn it back on to the on position if you're not gonna be storing it for a while. Get this hatch that you wanna just with the Velcro just to line up, and then press. And now you can zip up. Oh, I can even hear, it must have made contact. Oh yeah. On this, you can even see it's turned on. The airbag vest turns on when these two magnets touch. It's like an auto sensing by noticing the magnets touching. So I guess when I had it on its belly, the magnets were touching, so it automatically turned on. We're gonna keep the magnets separate, splayed out, like in open. They're not together, have them out, because I don't want any incidents. We're gonna zip everything up. Sorry for all the bugs, man, like for whatever reason. I'm doing this the following night, and it's like all these like bugs. I mean, I am here outside at night and all kinds of fly things happen. All right, so now I'm gonna zip this up. See, already it's feeling close to the magnets, is wanting to turn off. Going to zip it up. Magnets touch. Magnets turn on, and there you go. You got, and so now you can change it, you can test it. Press 2 seconds to change the mode. Race. Press 2 seconds to change it again. That's what I like to keep mine in, is an off-road mode. But you see it's a blue light. It's not like a red light. It means everything is connected. This system has determined that everything's okay, and we are good to go. Okay, I really hope that you found that to be helpful in some way. I tried my best to be as clear as possible on how to disassemble, wash, and reassemble. Again, I'm just a YouTuber. Please make sure that you follow the instructions in the manual. I'll try to put a link to the Alpine Stars manual for the Tech Air 5 Plasma in the comments if you would like to read the manual for yourself. The manual is actually in several languages if English is not your first language. Thank you guys so much for watching today, and I really try my best to be as clear as possible for the disassembly, washing, and reassembly of this airbag vest. My airbag vest is working fine. It's smelling nice and fresh now. You know, with anything, I would encourage you to, if you have any questions, to to consult the Alpine Stars manual and also contact Alpine Stars support for the absolute best information. I'm just a random YouTuber, a random gal on YouTube. Take whatever I show you here with a grain of salt. This is how I do things. It's worked for me. Things have been fine for me, and I hope that you got something out of it, or at least it can lead you in the right direction on how to disassemble, wash, and reassemble your airbag vest. I am an American who learned how to ride motorcycles here in Africa. My channel is about my adventures, learning how to ride on-road and off-road, also gear reviews, how-to tips, a little bit of wrenching on motorcycles, cultural commentary, the hodgepodge of a lot of different stuff. If you are interested in that content and you appreciated this video, I would love it so much if you would like the video and subscribe to the channel to be able to get more videos like this that hopefully will be helpful or at least entertaining for you. Until next time, please stay safe and keep the rubber side down. Bye!